Let's see. So if you, like I said, if you have questions or so like that, definitely, post them in the chat. And if you have, at the end, if you have any questions that you want to just go over or whatever the case is, you can use the icon in here and just raise your hand. All right, so we're gonna be getting started. And so we're gonna start off with, hold on one second. We're gonna start off with hourly packing. And with hourly packing, there's just going to be about four metrics you're going to want to consider: the number of supplies or boxes, and the cost of that supply or boxes. Then you're going to want to factor in sales tax, labor, and the travel fee. So we're going to see how this comes together. And we're going to get straight to the point. Obviously, we know that some of you have been in business and you kind of know how to do the packing and stuff like that, and probably even quote it. But we're going to basically just kind of like try to tighten that up a little bit more. So with this example here, this is going to be your hourly packing. And with your hourly packing, metric one we're going to focus on is, what is your supply cost? So figuring out if your rates for your boxes your rates for your boxes are making you money. If you get in your boxes from U-Haul or Home Depot, whatever the case is, or maybe even Victory Packaging or whoever the supplier is, what are your margins on top of that? So that's something you're going to want to definitely figure out to make sure that you're making a profit. Now, I do go over this in another one of my YouTube videos where we go over, how to figure out your packing cost. So I won't reiterate that here today. But again, if you have questions, I'll definitely go over as much as I can. And with the box, you want to have some time associated with this box. So if you look online or you get the book 60 Minute CFO, they kind of give you a little insight about how long it should take to pack per box. Again, that book is called 60 Minute CFO. So with that being said, a small box should typically take about 5 minutes. A medium box should take you about 7 minutes. This is how much time it should take for your movers to take the box, get it prepared, start putting stuff in it, and literally let it closed up and marked off and so forth. So 7 minutes per box is more. It should be way more than enough time. Especially if, and I think that's even, more than fair, because even if they're just slacking off, like, oh man, somebody's talking to me in my ear, or whatever the case is, 7 minutes is a really long time to be playing around with one box. So now that you kind of have a general idea of, obviously each box time frame, you can kind of determine how long this job should take. Now, this is going to be 1 hour and 36 minutes as a 1 man hour. So it's not like, okay, well, hey, if I have 2 men, 3 men, 4 men on this job, or whatever the case is, this is 1 man hour. So if you wanted to add something this small to a job, you can in likelihood add that extra 2 hours on top of whatever that labor is to make a reasonable accommodation for that move and feel confident that, hey, the guys should be done with the packing in about 2 hours, just giving them a little buffer. They should be done in about 2 hours. Now, ideally, we're just keeping the number small right now. Now, you do have, so the cost of the supplies came out to about $106.83. And then we have $8.55 in sales tax, depending on whatever your sales tax is for your state. And then basically we have $115.38 in total. So now we already got metric 1 and 2 of what we need, which is the supply cost and the sales tax. So metric number 3, even though it says metric number 2 here, don't get confused. Metric number 2 is, hey, let's figure out how much labor, or metric number 3, sorry. Let's figure out how much labor we're going to actually need. So based on this 1 man hour of 1 hour and 36 minutes, we start to see that the time starts to go down with the more people we have on the pack job. So if you already have a 3-man going out that day, understand that this packing should only take 3 men 32 minutes. Simple as that. So now you know that, okay, well, hey, I just need to add extra 30 minutes on for packing, or 32 if you want to be exact. I just need to add this amount of time on top of whatever we're moving if we're doing a move and pack in the same day. Now, if you're doing a move and pack on 2 separate days, we're going to just change the price up a little bit or change the metrics up. So we're going to say you're doing it on a separate day. Let's say 20, 20, 5, and 5. We leave everything else the rest. So now we have $219.18. And this job should take 6 hours and 52 minutes for packing. So now you have, and this is 1 man hour again. So now you have a general idea of how long this should actually take. Now let's start breaking it down by the labor. Okay, well, hey, if I send 3 guys, it's 3 hours and 26 minutes, depending on what your minimum hourly rate is. So if you say, well, my minimum hourly rate to go out to any job is 2 hours or 3 hours, you might want to, if it's a 3 hour, you might want to just keep the 2 guys out there and have them pack. Why waste extra resources trying to send out a 3rd guy that you got to now pay for only 2 hours and 17 minutes across the board for everyone? Doesn't sound cost efficient. So now that we have that, now let's just say that these are our hourly rates, just making up numbers. And we're going to say that, well, hey, we're going to spend a half an hour. We say that we're going to go with a 2-man. So a 2-man is 170. So we're going to say about $85. So we're going to put in our travel fee here of the $85. And we're going to take, so you're going to pack by the hour. So you're going to charge them your 2-man hourly rate. And then basically what you're going to get is that it's approximately coming out to, the pack job is going to approximately be $1,482.08. So, and we have all our metrics. We got our pack and supply cost. We have our labor cost. We have our time, so that's why we have this here, so that it can calculate. And we have our travel fee. And now we have our estimated packing cost by the hour. Now, of course, you're going to tell the customer, hey, if it goes over 6 hours and what do we say, 52 minutes? And again, you're going to probably round this up to a whole hour, like probably like 7 hours. So if it goes over 7 hours, we'll charge you in 15-minute increments or every half an hour, however you do it. And you're going from there. But their start out price for this kit or these boxes are going to be $1,482.08. All right. So that is the in a nutshell, that is the hourly estimating without, telling you guys something you probably already know, but just tighten it up a little bit. All right, so now we're going to go into the flat rate packing. So with the flat rate packing, it's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot easier, because now you're really factoring 3 things, which is how many boxes, plus your labor, and your cost supply all in one, and then you're doing your sales tax and your travel fee. So going back to this example here, all right, okay. So going back to this example here that we have, now we're going to go into, we said what, 20, 25, 5, all right. So we're going to go into the flat rate side now. So now, as you've seen, the prices definitely changed. So we have 188 here, 231 here, etc. But on the flat rate side, we actually have 420, 630, 730, 787. And the reasons for that, again, is that your labor cost is now included in the box cost. Well, with the box cost. So you have your box cost in there, you have your labor cost in there, you have your profit margins in there, you have everything bundled in this $4.20. And it's still going to take the same time, just five minutes or 7 minutes. It's just cost a little bit more. So now you don't have to worry about, oh man, well, if they take over X amount of hours, oh, we got to bill this customer or whatever the case is. Hey, you just got to be transparent to your guys. Hey guys, we're going in there to do a job. No BSing, no doing no extra. Don't prepare the house. If you're doing a move and pack, the move being the next day. Just focus on packing up the house. If you need to stage your boxes, you can factor in a little bit more minutes if you need to stage it. So you say, well, hey, you know what? Instead of 9, I'm gonna go with about 6 minutes a box. So that gives them an extra 1 minute per box to stage it in that room or stage it in the living room or whatever the case is. And again, you could be whatever is fair to you. So, so that's kind of like what you could do in that case. Let's see what else we got. So we're gonna, let's see. So, all right. So before I go to that, so we had the same original time, 1 hour and 36 man hour, 1 man hour, and we still have the same times broken down here. But now what we're going to do is we're going to put in the same metrics. We're going to put in 20, 20, and make sure that I'm correct. So it adds up 5 and 5, 5 and 5. Okay, so 20, 25, and 5. All right, we got that. And then, so it should add up to this, yep, 687. And I just don't like that 687. That's just a weird number, but all right, we'll go with it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it together. So we got everything that we need here. We're going to, so with supply cost, labor, including tax, we're going to add our travel fee here of the 2-man service, which we said was 170. So we're going to say 85 for half an hour. And you starting out at 495.66. And this here, because we're going with the 2-man. Yes. Okay. Eureka. I knew I wasn't losing my mind, and it was going to bother me if I didn't figure it out, yeah. So, all right. So we have 3 hours and 26 minutes because we're using a 2-man rate. So actually it came out to 338.51 when it was all said and done. And this one came out to 495, which then makes sense. 495.66. So that's kind of like, again, flat rate in most cases, like I said, should be higher. That was a human error on that part of it, but that's exactly what we're going after. We're going after, in flat rate situation, we're going after our supply costs, our labor included, we're including our profit margins, we're including everything that we need to include in whatever this box cost is. So again, 420, 630, 787, 892, etc. That is the hourly and flat rate quoting. Let's see. All right. So now, in short, so creating your unique packing kit is obviously going to be the most important part. So a lot of people, been to uhaul.com and they've seen maybe the packing kits there, or they've been to Home Depot and they've seen whatever packing kits they have. And you're going to need to find that happy medium for your supplies and your clients, and obviously you're going to find that happy medium where it's like, well, hey, for the average 2-bedroom, I'm bringing this kit here that usually covers most 2 bedrooms. And in most cases, you're going to either have more boxes than you need, or you're going to have just the right amount of boxes. So the one thing you want to do is you want to factor 35% more than what you need. Because by factoring in 35% more, it's going to save a lot of customer headaches and disputes. Oh, well, you guys didn't bring enough boxes. Especially if you're talking about an hour, you guys didn't bring enough boxes. Now you guys had to run out and grab more boxes, and now y'all charging me to run out and grab those boxes, and now, and I got to pay more for boxes. That's just ridiculous. So, what do you do in that situation? Pretty much you have to go and get the boxes. So, and now you have to either eat that cost, or you hopefully they'll pay for it, something. But if you bring 35% more, you tell the customer, hey, unfortunately, we order these supplies on demand. So we don't typically keep boxes in our warehouse just sitting around. We usually just bring enough boxes based on our kit, and that usually works. And if you want to keep them, you can keep these extra boxes, whatever the case is. There's no perfect science to this. You just want to basically make sure that you're fully transparent with the customer to let the customer know that, hey, these are your boxes. We think that these have fit your what is it called? Your type of home. And yeah, so let's get into how the packing kits work. So the rule of thumb for packing kits is that you basically want to take, in most cases, take the estimated weight of the shipment and divide it by 100. So in this example here that we're using, we have 10,000 pounds. This is approximately about close to a 4-bedroom home. Now, ideally for us, we have a little extra here where it tells us how many trucks we should bring as a recommendation. So we use 9,100 as a benchmark for us. And basically it'll tell us, hey, you know what, bring 2 trucks. Okay, great. So now this customer is estimated to have about 100 boxes. Even if they didn't know what their boxes are, we're going to project that they're going to have 100 boxes. Because most customers, you ask them, hey, how many boxes do you think you're going to have when you're all packed up? And they're like, I don't think I should have that many. I should have about 35, and then they have about 75. So we kind of want to use our estimator to get a general cube of how much space that they're going to be taking up. Now, when it comes to packing, we want to basically use these in conjunction with the boxes that we're going to probably be bringing, or you're going to probably be bringing for your pack jobs. So we have small boxes, medium, large, extra large, and dish pack boxes. Now, ideally, if you did TV boxes and you did, any other lamp boxes, mirror boxes, whatever the case is, you could throw that into your kit as well. But you don't want your kit to get too pricey. We know that like mirror boxes and lamp boxes and dish pack boxes, those are specialty boxes and they can get very, very pricey. So just make sure to keep that cost reasonable. Because ultimately the goal is to get in the door. So if you could tell the customer, well, hey, what we're going to bring you is we're going to bring you 32 small, 32 medium, 20 large, and eight extra large, and 8 dish packs. Now you don't want to say this over the phone because it becomes a lot. If you can create a kit and call it like kit number 1 or basic kit number 1, and have it in the description of that additional line item, additional service line item in your CRM, where it says, well, hey, in the description, hey, we're bringing 32 boxes, we're bringing 32 medium, we're bringing 20 large, we're bringing this. We're also bringing these items down here. Have that in the description so you can say, well, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to give you our room kit number 3. And if you can just look at your estimate and see if that room kit number 3 is going to be the right size for your home, or roughly right size for your home, please let us know before you sign the estimate. So now you're fully transparent, but you're not fumbling, having to repeat every quantity of what this is. And then the customer said, oh, what did you say about large? Oh, well, we're going to bring 20 large, and you got to repeat yourself. And then now the customer's like, I don't think I need that many large. Can you do like 15 large and maybe like, and now they're trying to get custom, and we don't want that. because that might put you in a situation where now you're like, well, hey, if I had one more large box, we could have probably had this all wrapped up. But now they're mad because we came up one box short. So, it's one of those things where it's like stick to your kits. If this kit is what works for you for a 3 or 4 bedroom home, stick to it. So basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do total boxes times 32%. And that's going to basically give you, how many small boxes, 32 again, 20%, 8%, 8%. And these numbers can vary based on how many boxes you're going to look to, how many specialty boxes you're going to look to bring upon this. If you're going to bring wardrobe boxes, if you're going to bring this, if you're going to bring that box. So these percentages can vary based on your supply inventory. Now, as far as the good stuff down here, the stuff to make sure that everything's protected. So these are my recommendations. Whatever works for you guys, obviously you're gonna play around with that. So we use U-Haul to get our boxes just because they're just convenient and they're right in the area. But basically we use like the big box of bubble wrap. So for every 40 boxes, and that's if we're using it for every 40 boxes, because not everything is super fragile. But for every 40 boxes, we're gonna need one box of bubble wrap. For every 62 boxes, if we're using the wrapping paper, 100%, and depending on how much is going in that box, we're gonna use for every 62 boxes, we're gonna have um one box of wrapping paper. So in this case, we needed two because we're over the 62 boxes. And then for tape, we use like the tape with the tape gun with the extra tape. So now we're gonna, and I think I did it in ones, so that's why it says 5. So for every 20 boxes, you want one roll of tape. And it just depends on how heavy each person tapes. Again, you're gonna find the right fit that works for you. I'm just giving you an idea. And then box markers, we use the 2 packs. So for every 62 boxes, we're going to say, hey, we want one pack of markers. So that's kind of like how you're going to ultimately design your kit based around what the inventory is. And once you get this kit, I'm actually going to show you one of our kits. But once you actually get this kit, you're going to start to put this on a spreadsheet. So that now, anytime you run into this situation where the customer has, 10,000 pounds or in that vicinity of 10,000 pounds, you're going to go with this kit. You're going to say, well, hey, from my experience, this kit has worked. Okay, well, you got 5,000 pounds. Okay, well, we're going to go with the 5,000 pound kit. So don't use this as a guide every time. You want to systematize this so that you don't have to worry about focusing on this and then now saying, oh, well, what does 32 small add up to? Let me go back to my example. What do 32 small boxes add up to? Oh man, they add up to $84. Okay, what does 32 medium add? Oh, well, sorry, I didn't even have 32, so let me put 32. So now you have to go back here, then you have to go back here, and you don't want to have to be jumping around. You want to have this on a sheet. So I'm going to show you an example of one of my pack kits. Typically, like I said, you want to have kits where, okay, well, hey, for a studio, maybe, you might want to average about 20 boxes. For a 1 bedroom, maybe you want to add 20 boxes, plus maybe you want to start being able to pack that kitchen up really good. And basically with these being said, now you kind of have whatever your prices are, your labor is, your kit, whatever your kit price is, your actual labor price, including your kit price, and it's just like, hey, I have it all in one place. So now when I speak to that customer, I have everything I need, and I can basically give them a quote just like that, and just add a travel fee to it, and plus maybe a little bit of sales tax. Don't forget Uncle Sam's money, and you're good to go. So yeah, and So this is just like I said, the power of a packing kit. So if you created, let's say you have basic kit number one, basic kit number two, three, four, whatever, all the way up to like 9 rooms or 10 rooms. Again, so the easy way to do it, in my opinion, again, everybody has their own way. Instead of thinking about 35% more, if the customer has like 9 rooms, this technically is 9 rooms. If they have 9 rooms, I'll bring a kit number 10. And the kit number 10 basically to me tells me, hey, I brought 35% more. Now, this is said to take about a little over 21 hours, 1 man-hour, if we had a big pack job like this. But because we're now going to be, adding more men, obviously we won't send one guy to pack. We start to look reasonable. Okay, well, hey, we send 3 guys, we're looking at 7 hours and 8 minutes. If we send 4 guys, we're looking at 5 hours and 21 minutes. So we're actually starting to look really, really good, depending on what side, how many manpower we add to the job, depending on the kit. Now, of course, you want to give every day if you can to avoid doubles if you have to, if you can, maximize your day. So, if you can give 3 guys about 7 hours for the day, hey, they don't need another job after that. So, efficiency is key. You don't want to send 5 guys and then like, oh, guys, we need you to go do another job. Come on. Company culture, you want to make sure you could definitely maximize your time. Okay, so I think that's about it on that area, but let me see what questions we have. So say one person doesn't do a lot of packing and are new, how would they go about learning how many boxes he would need for packing jobs? So again, using the rule of thumb that we just had up, hold on, and let me read the rest of this. And the kits, are you adding wardrobe boxes and mattress bags? So I am not adding wardrobe boxes and mattress bags because mattress bags really doesn't take too much time, and mattress bags you can use on the move day. Now, wardrobe boxes are going to be specialty boxes. So again, if you want to add that to your kit, you can, but not every customer is requesting wardrobe boxes, but it could be a great upseller for you. So for us, what we found easier to do was add the dish pack boxes, like glass pack boxes and the actual plate boxes, so that basically we can be more efficient in the kitchen versus having to put having to put so many dishes in like small and medium boxes. So to keep our costs reasonable, we stuck with those boxes. But we do ask the customer, hey, do you want could you use wardrobe boxes? And we'll probably do 1 to 2 wardrobe boxes per closet, depending on how many hangers they have. But we're still working out the kinks of wardrobe boxes, but we don't have very many customers that really care to ask about wardrobe boxes. But let me go into another calculation real quick. Let's see what we got. See, I'm giving you guys all the sauce right now. All right. So as soon as this opens up. All right. So we already factored in. All right. So with wardrobe boxes, ideally we already know that they take about 6 minutes to pack. So that's something that you can again add to your time sake of how long it's going to take. So as long as you have a table like the table we've been going over with wardrobe boxes, I believe we have wardrobe boxes in here. You would know ideally how much time that is going to take. It's going to take 6 minutes per wardrobe box. Oh well, hey, this customer needs 10 wardrobe boxes. Okay, well it's going to take an hour to pack the 10 wardrobe boxes. And again, that's 1 man-hour. Your likelihood probably sending at least 2 guys. So it should take them about 30 minutes each to pack the 10 wardrobe boxes if they're not playing around. Now, if you need to, give a little more cushion because maybe you guys are a little more on the slower side. Hey, you know what? I think that, my guys might take about a quarter of an hour to pack that. So now, hey, you know what? I'm going to add an hour and 30 minutes. So now it should take them 45 minutes each to pack 5 wardrobe boxes each. And that might be even overkill. 45 minutes to pack 5 wardrobe boxes? They already on hangers. Put them in a box. But you know, that's something that you might want to take up in-house and try to make sure that you guys know that, hey guys, I'm paying you guys a flat rate price to pack. Now that doesn't mean to, be, rushy with the customer and tell the customer, hey, well, we're over our flat rate. We can't do no more for you. Get them a buffer. Tell them, hey guys, obviously we when we do these pack jobs, we know that, you should take about, in this case here, we're going to use this example. We know that it should be about, I'm going to say what we're going to send. We're going to send 2 guys. We know it should be about 5.5 hours, guys. So, at the end of the day, just go in there, get the job done. If you guys finish sooner than the 5.5 hours, we'll pay you for the 5.5 hours. And when they hear that, they're like, oh, snap, yeah, yo, we're going to go in there, we're going to get this done, blah, 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 blah. Now, make sure that when you close them out, hopefully these guys aren't closing themselves out. And this is something I go over in my dispatch operations training. But if you're closing these guys out, make sure that you have that conversation with the customer. Hey, hey, Melissa. So I see the guys finish your pack job. How did everything go? Oh, well, it went great, blah, blah, blah. Don't mind my voice, y'all. I like to act. So then they're like, oh, okay, oh, that's great that it went great. Did the guys pack up everything that you need to pack? Yes, they did. Well, do you mind, or John, hey, can you take Melissa and do a walk around? Just make sure you got all the cabinets in the kitchen, the closets. Obviously I don't mind waiting here, just take a couple of minutes to just do a walk around, because basically what you run into is that these guys did not fully pack the house, and that there's a couple more boxes that should have been packed. And now come move day, oh, well, they didn't pack this, they didn't pack this. Oh man, now you got to finish. Now you got to factor that into your time, because you're like, well, I can't really factor that into my time, because technically this job should have been a flat rate pack job or an hourly pack job, whatever way you went. And the customer is not going to be happy on move day that some of your time is being spent packing, which should have been done on their packing invoice. So making sure you have that kind of dialogue with the customer at the end of the pack job, versus letting your guys clock themselves out and they saying, well, hey boss, we got done at 4 hours, everything, she was happy, blah, 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 blah. And then you get that angry call about an hour later after they leave, like, yeah, they didn't pack this, they didn't pack this. I was not satisfied at all. So get that extra admin ear on the phone on a recorded line, and make sure that everything is being done so that, hey, you charge that customer accordingly. Oh, snap, y'all didn't use all the boxes? Oh, well, are we going to get a refund? And maybe your guys are, they're clocking themselves out. Yeah, you know what? You didn't use this box, you didn't use this box, and you give a refund. No, they didn't authorize that through your office. So that's why the dispatcher or whoever's dealing with the clock out should be on the phone and saying, well, hey, I understand that the guys didn't use all the boxes or whatever the case is. But the boxes are yours to keep, as we mentioned during the sales call, because we bring them in kits and there's just no way for us to know exactly how many boxes a customer may need. But if we came too short on boxes, you likely be furious, because we have to run out and get more boxes and have to figure out how much more to charge you. So we bring a little extra just so that we can avoid that issue. And when the customers kind of hear that, like, yeah, I guess I understand that, or whatever the case is, in most cases, you don't ever have to worry about refunding them back. They can keep the boxes, or if they don't want to keep the boxes, they'll say, hey, just tell the guys to take the boxes with them. Okay, we'll take the boxes with us. And obviously, you're going to likely resell those boxes to someone else, but it is what it is. So it's going to be the same time. You're just guaranteed. The difference is with flat rate, you're guaranteeing the time. Crew members, it doesn't even matter. You could say 5 people, you could say, 10 people if you really want to. It won't change the cost. The cost is still going to be $495.66. But in hourly, of course, that would change the cost. Now, the only reason you would want to do this is if the guys had a long day. Let's just say that you wanted to do a pack and move on the same day, and you know that it was going to take 3 hours and a half or whatever the case is with 2 guys or 3 guys. You want to then focus on efficiency. So you may say, well, hey, you know what? If I put 4 guys on this, And let's look at the flat rate chart. If I put 4 guys on this, instead of it taking 3 hours and 26 minutes, it's going to take an hour and 43 minutes. So now that puts you slightly right under 2 hours for the pack part of the move and then the move itself. So that's kind of like how, that's the play around you could do with flat rate, but you don't want to do that with hourly only because hourly is gonna, the more men you add, the more money you got to charge. The less men you add, the less money you charge, or whatever case is, but you can expect that it's going to be more time. So, flat rate gives you a lot more flexibility, but you have to be reassured that it's going to give you, you're going to be able to make the profits that you need to make with flat rate. Okay, so then, like I said, the packing kits. Once you decide whatever your packing kit name is, you can get fancy with it. Oh, gold kit #1, advanced kit #5, whatever fancy names you want to get with your kits, and then just let the customer know, and then you're going to know however long it takes you to pack based on the time that you put in for your packing kits. And now you're going to be able to create a chart like this where you're going to say, well, hey, if I send 2 men out to pack four rooms, it should take them about 4 hours and 37 minutes. Now, of course, if you're good with Excel, you could round this up to the nearest 15 minutes. And basically that'll make these times look a lot more cleaner. And then again, with 3 guys, it's going to be 3 hours and 4 minutes on, whatever kit you want to use and however many you want to add. I probably would never send more than 4 guys out on a pack job. As we can see, like the top kit might be like 10 rooms. It's said to take 5 hours. So any more than, 4 guys is just really a waste of resources. And those other 2 guys could probably be on another move job or whatever the case is. Unless you got guys you got disposable guys where you're like, oh, I got 16 to 20 guys. You know what? We ain't really got much going on. I'm going to send 6 guys on this pack. It's really a waste, but you can. It's just more you're going to have to pay those guys. You're going to have to pay 6 guys each 3 hours and a half for something that 4 guys could have did in 5 hours, and you just paid the 4 guys the 5 hours. Now you can give more guys more hours versus trying to give everybody something. So that is that. So basically, you're going to ultimately decide what works best for you. Create your own packing kit. Don't leave it a chance on what you should bring. And for more info, just, y'all can email me at training@maxmoving.com, or you can visit the website and kind of go from there. And the coaching program, just to go over it a little bit, is, it's essentially 6 modules. And the 6 modules that we go over, I have other owners, and the other owners, what we do is we mastermind and we go over coming up with a strategic plan to make sure that their business is running efficiently and that it's basically a cash cow. It's producing money every week, every month. And it's not just producing on the bottom line where it's saying, well, hey, I made $40,000 in net profit. Well, that's great. But how much do you have in your bank account? And most people might say, oh man, well, when you ask that question now, I got like 600 in the bank account. Well, 600 isn't going to keep you alive for the next week or day. One bill will take the $600 out. So, basically what you want to do is you want to formulate a plan. One, the vision plan. The vision plan is why are you in business? Why are you doing what you're doing? And with that being said, we're going to figure that out together. We're going to figure that out in the community. We're going to figure that out over private calls with me. And we're just going to strategize on making sure that your business is going to be the business that you envisioned, you dreamed. And we're going to work towards that goal. And obviously, this is a year-long program, but it could be on and on. After that first module of figuring out your vision, we're going to go into forecasting and creating a budget for your business this year based on your vision. Hey, how much money do I need to make to cover whatever expenses I project that I'm going to have? From there, we're going to go over knowing your hourly rate. is your hourly rate profitable, or is your hourly rate based off of somebody else's rates? Oh well, hey, I've seen John's movers down the street charging 170, and I've seen Mike's movers up the block charging 180. I think, if I charge around the 175 marker, I should be competitive. Are you could be competitive in that range, but are you profitable in that range is a different question. So we really go in depth on figuring out your hourly rate to the T, figuring out what employee taxes you got to consider, what you're paying your guys. Even if you give them a raise, you could then factor in, okay, well, he was $23 an hour, but now he's $25 an hour. Well, hey, your rates are no longer valid because you raised someone's rates. So we're gonna make sure that you're always being profitable. And then we're gonna go over the packing rate and figuring out how to price your packing rates, whether it's flat rate, or if you want to do hourly, we can do hourly, but hourly is a whole lot more simpler. But if you want to do flat rate pricing, we're going to go over how to properly flat rate a job. Then we're going to learn how to manage your cash flow. So like I said, that $600 in the bank is not going to last very long. So we're going to figure out a strategic plan on how to make that last, and build upon that to have rainy day money in the case something comes up. From there, we're going to go into marketing opportunities. What marketing opportunities are out there? How do we find these marketing opportunities that's out there? Not just going to these lead providers, QuoteRunner, Moving.com, all of these people. Now we're going to go over a plan on how to find marketing sources. From there, we're going to test, track, and adjust these marketing opportunities however we need to adjust them. And basically, giving it a 90-day turnaround and figuring out what metrics we need to be looking at to determine if the marketing is good or if it's bad. Now, prime example, one of the videos I go over, it talks about, well, hey, this guy got 100 and something, he got 100 leads from QuoteRunner, hypothetically speaking. And he says, oh, I didn't close any of these leads. These leads are garbage, blah, 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 blah. And let's say the leads cost about $6. So $6 times 100 is $600. Oh, there that $600 go that we talked about earlier. But, he has $600 and he spent $600 with them, and now he's very furious. But now that 101 lead that he just got, that lead that put him over 100 leads, he now booked that job for, let's say, $2,000. So now, instead of his ROI being so horribly bad because he spent $600 on leads, or $606 on leads, now he just made $2,000. So now it made that lead source look a whole lot better than the way they actually did look. So he didn't necessarily have to jump to getting rid of them. He just has to understand that these leads have a higher marketing spend than most leads, because a lot of these leads are not always going to be that good. So we go over that. Then we go over some sales tips. What sales cues should you be listening to? What closing sales techniques, having 3 closing sales techniques is something we also go over. And just really getting comfortable with sales. And this is something you can share with your sales team if you're not the salesperson. You also get sales script strategies and rebuttals and objections on how to handle certain things that come up. We then go into operations training, running a tighter dispatch. The whole goal of this coaching mastermind program is to make you understand your business from every aspect of your business. So that's why you're getting a little bit of everything. So now we're also going to be going over how to create a process. So most people heard of a process, but they don't know how to create a process. And that's something that we're going to definitely be going over. And then module number 5 or so like that, you're going to be going over how to train your teams. What classroom size is recommended for your staff to pay attention, because if you have your training class too big, I got like 10 or 14 new movers, or I got everybody coming in for training, it's sometimes it's too much distraction. So having that right number of people in your classroom for training is definitely going to keep you more efficient. And what you train on and how you train on it is going to keep their attention. Then obviously we got to go over the ugly. Managing damage claims. It's going to happen. So how can we mitigate it? How can we incentivize the crews a little bit more to basically keep these claims down? And then basically every week we have, like I said, live trainings. And these live trainings are going to be, in group settings where it's going to be other owners like yourself that's in this program that's trying to get the same or better results than you are, ultimately. So it's a matter of, hey, we're coming together, we're going to mastermind, we're going to talk about what's going on in our companies, we're going to talk about where we want to be and what tips and strategies we could be using to get to that next level. And that's every week that we're going to have this call, but we have a support chat as well that you're going to always 24/7 be able to post whatever concerns, questions you have that basically we can someone or myself will be able to address. But again, these are all, everybody that you're going to be surrounded with is people, like-minded people like yourself, that is all learning to get their business to the next level, no matter where they are currently. All right. So, all right, everyone. Y'all take care.